what's good? Welcome back to another one. Today I'm going to be telling y'all why I'm not in the NFL. This is easily one of the most commented things on all my videos, and I realized that I'd never really told y'all my story before. I've got my story pinned on my Instagram, but it's not really me sitting down telling y'all my story, so that's what we're doing today. It all basically started back in 5th grade when I could first play tackle football. One day one of the coaches asked if anyone could kick the ball because we needed a kicker for the team. I grew up playing soccer, so I tried it and it just stuck. Fast forward to high school, I played football, basketball, and track. Now, I was a 0-star recruit at all of them. I was decent, but I wasn't great. Y'all have seen a video where I posted my highlights. If y'all haven't seen that video, make sure y'all go watch it because that's where y'all can actually see my highlights. I played receiver as well, which is what I liked more than kicking at the time. If I was going to sign to play college football, I was going to sign to play receiver. Now, in my senior year, my coach didn't really like to pass the ball. We were pretty good, so we were up on teams early, so we ended up just running the ball out. I only had 14 catches my senior year, but for 5 touchdowns. That's like 38% touchdown ratio. I just didn't really get the ball. We didn't like to pass the ball, but it's cool because I still kicked the ball and I did well with that. Now, I was always short growing up, so my freshman year I was 5'5", and then I ended up growing to 6'4" by my senior year. So I ended up taking a liking to basketball, which is where I kind of focused my direction to my senior year after football season. Our basketball team ended up making it to state. We took 5th at state, ended up a pretty decent season for everyone. I was an all-state selection in basketball, which led to a couple offers. Now, up until this point, I had a couple football offers, I had a couple basketball offers, and then I ended up getting an offer for track as well, which I did just my senior year. Now, y'all probably think I took the football offer, but I actually took the basketball offer, which also had a track offer on it as well. So I was gonna do basketball and track at an NAIA school in Montana. Once I got there, it didn't really end up working out, so I ended up transferring back to the University of Montana my freshman year. Now, while I was there, I was trying to walk on football, basketball, whatever I could do, but nothing really ever worked out. This was weird for me because this is the first year that I never played a sport. From 3rd grade or 2nd grade, I don't even know. I'd played a sport every single season of every single year up until that point. After a psychology test one day, I got a text from my high school basketball coach. He asked if I wanted to be a practice player for the girls basketball team. So I ended up doing that, and I did that for 3 years. It was actually pretty fun. Y'all think it probably sounds crazy, but yes, I was a practice player for the girls basketball team for 3 years. Then 2020 came around and I started posting on TikTok. This is probably the most random thing because I've always been super introverted. I always hated being in front of a camera. My mom took photos at our games. I liked the game photos, but I didn't really like being in front of a camera when it was just me, which is funny because I'm talking to y'all right now. So I just started posting kicking videos, and at the time it was like December of 2020. So there was snow on the ground, I was kicking field goals, and one of my first videos ever, Isaac Rochelle commented on it, and I know that was one of the things that like made me keep going. I know looking back on it, it was such a simple thing, but having an NFL player comment on one of my videos, it changed the whole perspective for me. It was like, wow, I could really kind of do this. So I was really just going along with it. I was going to school, I was being a practice player, I was posting on TikTok. Then one random day, I decided I was gonna make a video reaching out to D Strong. If y'all don't know who D is and y'all watching this video, I don't know what to tell you. I had watched D's videos for years, just like y'all probably did. But anyways, I posted a video reaching out to D, and y'all kind of made it go crazy at the time. It did like 115,000 views. D ended up seeing the video. I ended up flying out and filming a video for his YouTube channel, which was definitely one of the craziest experiences of my life because it was one of the first times that I had just flown somewhere on my own. And the worst part of it is I suck. It was winter in Montana. Y'all know how it gets when it's cold. The ground freezes. I had nowhere I could go kick. So I hadn't kicked in like 2 months, and I flew out and filmed with the biggest football YouTuber I could kick with. And safe to say, it didn't go well at all. I kicked like trash. We did a workout. It destroyed my legs. I just wasn't prepared for it, but it ended up being one of the most pivotal moments in my life, and I didn't know it at this time. On that trip, D asked me if I wanted to work for him. And of course, me not knowing what I wanted to do, I was just going to school, going through the motions. Of course, I said yes. Who else has ever gotten that opportunity to work for D? There's been very few people that have ever gotten that opportunity. So of course, I jumped on it. I ended up moving to Arizona that summer. I put my education on hold. I was going into my senior year of college. I stopped going to school and I moved to Arizona to work for D. Right before I moved to Arizona, I tore my meniscus. Some of y'all might not even know this about me, but I tore my meniscus punting a ball. I slipped on some trash ground, ended up flipping my knee right back underneath me, and it popped my meniscus. So I ended up having to have surgery right before I moved. I moved down to Arizona, and the rest was history. I was helping D film one-on-ones, Friday Night Lights games. I was just helping him whatever way I could, but mostly I was trying to learn because y'all know my end goal was to do social media myself. So I was trying to learn as much as I could in that time frame, and I'm glad that I got to. One of the video shoots that I went to with D, we came out to the field, I tore my meniscus again. It was the most simple thing. It was back when walk routes was a trend. I was basically just making fun of D for running a walk route a certain way, and my knee just popped out. Basically, the doctor didn't take all the meniscus out that was damaged, so it kind of just broke through. The first time was only like a 5% tear. It was very small. The second time, gone. Basically, I spent the next 4 months recovering on my knee and helping D in any way that I could. Come January, I ended up flipping over and I ended up filming for AJ for a little bit because D moved to LA. So that was a big opportunity. I got to work with AJ, which is obviously one of the top football creators as well. So I got to learn from D and from AJ and implement both of those systems into my own. If y'all don't know who David is, he's the owner of Dreamer Outfits, but I was talking to him one day and I just had a random thought. Why don't I go try and play college football again? I was done working for D and my leg was feeling the best it ever had at that point. So I was like, why do I not go try and play college football? I ended up calling the University of Montana and ended up getting a tryout. I flew up there. there, I tried out, did well enough, I made the team. At that point, I had to move back to Montana, but I got to play in front of the hometown crowd that I grew up watching. I had season tickets, front row, north end zone my entire life. I grew up watching Grizz football, so for me to go back and get to play Grizz football was one of the biggest moments of my life. Now, fall camp was interesting because I hadn't really kicked a ball in 4 to 5 years since high school. Y'all gotta remember, I didn't play college football up until my senior year of college football. I hadn't kicked a ball live or in a game or anything like that for 4 to 5 years. So when I got to fall camp, I was trash. I'll be the first to admit it, I was trash. I was nowhere near the level I should have been to be playing college football at that level, but I had a good tryout. I got to the point that I got to. I'm coming off of 2 knee surgeries. I don't really even know how to kick the ball anymore, but I'm doing what I can. Fast forward, we go to the regular season. I got some opportunities, but I didn't get as much playing time as I would have liked, but that's out of my control. There were a lot of ups and downs through the season, but we ended up losing in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. And that was it. That was the only college football season I could ever play. Once you start college, your career clock starts. So even if you're not playing football, you're not playing basketball, whatever you're playing, your clock has started. You've only got that 5-year gap to play college football. I tried to argue that I could get a COVID season like some of these guys, but they weren't hearing it. They weren't having it. So it's cool. That was the end of my college football career. Now from that point, I decided that it was only right that I declare for the NFL draft. There were better prospects from bigger schools that played a lot more than I did. But if you're going to declare pro, you might as well declare for the draft. So that's what I did. And once you graduate college, you get to compete at a pro day. So that's what I got to do at the University of Montana. Not to be confused with the combine. That's for only invited people. I got to compete at my pro day at my college. This is where NFL scouts come out and actually watch you. If y'all didn't watch that video, I posted a whole video breaking down the whole pro day, the whole process, my thought process behind all of it. Make sure y'all go watch that video. Right after I declared for the draft, I figured out that there was a small tear in my left knee, which is common for kickers and soccer players because there's so much force in your knee when you have to stop momentum to get up through the ball. I guess there was a small tear in my patella tendon right off my knee. So I was getting injections in my knee 6 weeks before my pro day. Now the first set didn't really work, so I had to get another injection 4 weeks before the pro day. Now, with this PRP, you can't do anything for 2 weeks after you get the injection. So from that timetable, I only had 2 weeks to train for my pro day. But I ended up doing pretty well at the pro day. Ended up getting no calls from it. Like I said, I didn't really expect to. One thing we can take away from the pro day has been my biggest thing since day one. I'm not just a kicker, and that's kind of what they saw, which y'all will see in the pro day video if you go watch it. And obviously we didn't get drafted, but that doesn't mean the work stops. Y'all still see me out here every day. I'm working out once, twice a day. We're out at the field every day. I've just been working. This is the best I've ever felt, the best I've ever kicked in my life. If y'all watch me kick a ball from last year even, or 2 years ago, 2 years ago was really bad. I kicked an X ball pretty much every time that I kick. Now an X ball is basically when the ball flies like this in the air. Now every time you see me kick, you're gonna see the ball fly end over end like this, which cuts the air, it does all the stuff. I'm not gonna bore y'all and get into how to kick the football. I'm kicking the ball the best I ever have right now, and it's because I kept putting work in regardless of when that work could have stopped. The second I didn't get drafted, I could have just stopped all of it, but I didn't. So why am I not in the NFL? Well, y'all just heard my story, but all anyone ever needs is an opportunity. There's only 32 people in the world that get to kick in the NFL every year. All anyone needs is an opportunity. And that basically leads us to today. I'm still working out once, twice a day. I'm out at the field every day, and I'm making content for y'all. Y'all are a big part of why any of this happened. If y'all didn't blow up that video that reached D, if y'all didn't help my videos do well enough for the Montana coaching staff to actually want to watch my videos, to have me out for the tryout, none of this would have happened. So regardless if y'all know it or not, y'all have been a big part of my entire journey, even behind the scenes. So I appreciate y'all for real, and I'm glad I finally got to come on here, tell y'all my story, and hopefully y'all took away something from it. And if you didn't, I'm gonna tell y'all what you should take away from it right now. Y'all see me wear the Dreamer outfit stuff all the time. What it says on the back of the shirt, the tagline for the brand, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? I feel like my story is a perfect representation of that. There were a ton of moments where I could have just given up, not pursued what I wanted, but I kept believing in myself. I believed in myself that I was gonna end up playing college football. It happened. I believed in myself that we were gonna get a social media platform to end up working out for us. I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but it happened. And all of it just comes back to being consistent and just believing in myself. I appreciate y'all for being a part of the journey the entire way. Back in June, we had 3,000 subscribers, and now we're almost at 300,000. So if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all go down below right now, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.